This is Paul Charchian, and you are listening to The Budhole with a D.
Welcome to the official Budhole podcast, bringing you everything you need from sports to entertainment. Now, introducing your host, Scott, the Great Brandino, Gage's Rage, and Star Lamar.
Should we intro now, or should we just let it play out for a little bit?
It feels good.
It's good to be back. It's good to be back.
Fuck It
All of
Sports Podcast.
This is the official Fuck It Sports Podcast.
Where we just fucking wing it.
Absolutely. And we're all back, finally.
First time in over a month.
I think so.
Feels like it.
Yeah. When was the last time?
I think Star actually alluded to it, but he is the glue that holds the butthole together. He said that on the last episode where it was him, I, and a mystery guest, Brandon, the other Brandon. But Star's right. Everybody comes and goes. Everybody comes and goes, but Star sticks around through thick and thin. All of us are greedy motherfuckers with all sorts of contract negotiations, demanding raises.
No,
Not Star Lamar.
I still got my money from that episode because you guys definitely couldn't keep my name out of your guys' mouths.
It was
Gage's
an
Rage was
ode
brought
to
up.
you.
Is that the only thing that was in their mouths?
Yeah, a little cock action, too, it felt like.
Well, you got to do what you got to do.
When we rip on you all the time when you're here, we just decided to be nice when you weren't here.
That's how I know you guys are true buds. You know, to my face, it's straight disrespect, but behind my back, nothing but great stuff.
Whoa. What about me then? I get disrespected to my face and behind my back.
Yeah,
We're
exactly
loyal.
what Gage said.
Yeah.
Loyalty.
It would be weird if we did anything different, though.
That is true. I would feel like you guys are being way too nice.
What's going on here? Someone's going to tase me?
I magically don't want to kill myself today. I don't know. Something's weird.
Well,
All right.
Well, that'll
Yeah.
get us canceled. Yep, there we
How
go.
about sports, boys?
Yeah,
This is
We
a
are,
weekend.
what are we, 2 minutes and 30 seconds in, and we're canceled.
Week 11 of the NFL just took place. As week 11, yeah.
Week 11,
I
yep.
think
It
so.
was.
Podcast number 157.
60.
We don't even
160.
know shit with
Yeah.
these guys.
We made it to 160.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
We're almost
Do
to
you know-
170.
Do you know what I heard over the weekend?
That we would never make it to 168.
97% of podcasts don't get over 100 episodes.
Really? Meaning that they just start it, and then they see that they
Fizzle
don't
out.
have listeners, so they...
No, it doesn't have to be that.
You want to know what, though? A lot of
Dedication.
podcasts aren't really made, though. All the serial podcasts, those aren't made to go over, 8 episodes. And then they just either kick out a new one, start a new season, whatever.
Oh, sure, they rebrand.
Yeah, for a
Okay.
new season of it. But then there's also the ones that start up, don't have listeners, kind of fade out on it because it's not working. And then there's us. Start
Truthfully,
up.
I like Gage's stat just a little bit better. Sounds a little bit nicer, a little bit more
Yeah.
professional. We've made it.
I
More than
went from
90% of people.
We're in
Excited.
the top 3%.
97%.
97.
We're the top 3%
wow.
of podcasts.
Look at us. Look at us.
Here we
Who would
are.
have thought?
And the
did it.
week started with a bang, right? Seattle Seahawks at the Cardinals.
Thursday night. Could have been a better game.
Oh, really
Could have
quick.
been.
Kyler
I just wanna
Murray
say-
could have done better.
I just want to say, being it's a week of giving thanks, I just want to say I'm thankful for all of you. I'm thankful for the
Aw.
listeners. That's
Where
about all I have.
Where is this going?
Well, I just want to lay the groundwork of being nice here really quick so that when I'm an absolute ass later on, you guys know that this was out of the way.
I appreciate you too, Scott.
Yeah, I was.
You
saying,
make
"Aw,
my
heart."
penis look average. So thank you.
Well, here we go with the dick jokes again.
We need people like you.
That's fair.
Without
True
your
that.
hairline, I'd feel really bad about mine.
And I can honestly say I won a big dick contest, thanks to you.
Actually, it wasn't. It was a
Or
small
I
dick
lost,
contest.
I lost a tiny dick contest. However you boys want to look at it, it's two negatives make a positive in my book. All right.
Well, you are an electrician, so we'll go with it.
Is that how that works?
Two negatives equals positive, dog.
You don't
But-
get zapped that way?
Like -6. Jesus. That's math. Right?
Yeah, it's
Negative
really math.
6 times -6 equals 36.
Bang.
Actually, the reason the taser's here is we've had a lot of listeners complain about Gage having really stupid sports takes. So I talked to Brandon, and I was like, dude, every time he just has a stupid take, let's just tase the shit out of him.
Every time he gets the team name wrong, the wrong division, maybe a head coach.
That's
wrong
never
area.
happened. Fucking head coach. Jesus.
All right. Let's hear it.
No.
Head coach of the Carolina Panthers.
Wait, it's Matt something. Matt Rule.
Okay. All right. 1 for 1.
Fuck yeah.
Every
Head
time
coach.
Star bails you out, Star gets zapped.
All right, one more, though, just for good measure, because we bought this thing. We really got to put it to good use.
All right.
Head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, who played Thursday night against Seattle.
That's not fair. This is Oh, I knew it was Cliffy.
Fuck.
That's right.
All right, well, whatever. Good segue.
Yeah.
So who
Thursday
actually
night,
watched the Thursday night
Cliffy
game?
was out
I
there.
did.
I did. I was on
I saw part of
the
it.
So we all did.
the COVID-19 list, so I was able to stay up and enjoy it.
Just hammer away.
Yep. Didn't have to worry about work the next day.
Nice.
Same. Actually, I did work the next day. That's a lie.
Not me.
Yeah. No. Nonetheless, it was a decent game.
Yeah.
I think the first one was a little bit better.
I think we had a couple sightings from our studs for fantasy reasons.
Which ones?
DK Metcalf.
He had the one touchdown.
Oh, you mean DK
Yeah.
Metcalf, who's on Brandon's Guillotine League team?
Yeah, that's the guy.
How'd he end up there? Didn't you spend like $500 on the
I
Paul
took
Charles?
time off for this, damn it. That's what we want to bring up, how I was kicked out of the Guillotine League 2 weeks ago, you dicks.
No, I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that he was on Brandon's Guillotine League team. I just got to make sure people know.
What did you get him for, Brandon?
I got him for, I think it was $250.
$250.
How about
value.
percentage of available
No.
budget? Tell him that, huh?
Well, Gage spent 100 of his. So
No, it
on
wasn't
him.
100.
Of available,
70% maybe.
I had, I think, close to five to 700 left at that point.
5. So you
Okay.
spent 50% of your budget.
He knows your team better than you do, Brandon.
I guess so. Is my team still hanging around right
I
now?
didn't check this week. I don't
Oh.
have any reason to check anymore.
Oh, did
Okay.
Gage ever pay off his butthole bet and Venmo you?
No, I don't think
Fuck
so.
you. Yes,
oh,
I did.
Okay, all right. Looking back, maybe.
Dick licker. Fuck.
Why?
Well, dude.
Why do you call me Dick Licker?
Erica with the dick jokes again.
Can't get away from them.
This podcast should
right
just be
about
called.
this podcast.
This should just be called the Dick Hole.
People don't forget.
All right.
Thursday night had some fireworks.
Metcalf played okay. He had, I think, a key touchdown drop later
He
in the
had
game.
a big one called back on a
Holding penalty. Hopkins had a couple called back on penalty, too.
Yeah.
Kenyon Drake got hurt early. Didn't come back in until later.
He did get a score, though, to make it a feasible week. He
Yeah.
got 16 points.
I think one of the bigger things is Kyler Murray got hurt. He has an AC joint injury.
On his throwing arm.
Yep. He's going to
shit.
play through it. However,
That's not good.
it's not like a comfortable situation. It's not, like
A comfortable situation.
It'd be tough to throw with an AC joint sprain.
He did it almost the whole game. Happened early. Couldn't pull it off at the end, but maybe he'll run more. He stopped running after that happened, which is the most concerning thing. That was by far his worst rushing performance.
and every time he came off the field, straight to the bench, and they were heat padding the shit out of his
That's
arm.
right. That felt like
Can I just take a moment really quick because I'm watching the TV? Because as we record this, Monday Night Football is about to kick off. The words on the TV looks like I'm drunk. Is that an internet thing or am I actually hammered?
Looks
We might
fine
need
to me.
play with the-
So this is kind of like my
He's
butthole
drunk.
beef with Sony is because when the new system comes out, what they do is they make the old system blurry, so you have to buy the new
It's
one.
called planned obsolescence. Apple got in big trouble for it.
Yep. Your batteries start to.
That's the actual
after 2 years.
technical term, though, is planned obsolescence.
Yeah, to make the old ones obsolete, which never used to happen with. It happens with vehicles now, like everything 10 years. They make them shit out. They don't build parts that can last longer than that.
Just back out of that shit. Here, you don't know how to run the PlayStation?
It's a far worse system than an Xbox, and I truly don't know what the fuck's going on with it. So
This controller is a little fucked up too. So
that
there's
one
that.
is.
What, are you throwing it too many times? Playing
Too many
Madden?
Warzone games.
I don't throw during Madden. All right, because I do okay.
It's
Does,
Fall Guys that gets him pissed off.
Does the fact that Scott got a PS5 mean we're not doing our Madden League?
No, we can still do it. I can play in the Madden League with you guys.
What,
Seemed
on a
kinda like
PS5 you can?
Yeah.
I actually sold my digital version of Madden 21, so I can't play.
You don't even have
You
it
sold
anymore?
your digital version. That sounds like quite the move, Gage.
Oh, who bought it back?
GameStop for $2 in store credit. I thought it was a steal of a deal.
Well, it was
So,
the best offer you'd get.
It was a steal of a deal. That's for sure.
No,
Sold
fuck
my
Madden.
digital.
All right. Back
to football.
Yes, Seattle,
See,
Arizona.
God's letting us be free, and it's awesome. He said he's not going to keep us on track for anything.
I think we
You guys,
hammered away at that
you guys can be witness. Did we not get here tonight? Get ready to hit record, and Brandon goes, "Wait, did you put together the sheet for tonight?" And I go, "No." And he goes, "Well, great, we have nothing." And I said, "Well, then we're gonna wing it."
But here's
You
what
wanted
we're
to
gonna
be
do.
free.
We haven't
Boys.
really talked about football. How long has it been? 10, 11 minutes?
Yeah, but yeah.
It's
Right
a
in there.
butthole catch-up. We're not even talking about football this episode. How,
Catch up or
It,
what?
it was supposed to be the football episode. Are we switching it?
No, I don't think so. We're
This
still
is
on
the
football.
Budhole
42.
Podcast with a D. I'm Paul Charchian, and in this episode, they're just gonna talk about dicks.
And he said it sounded gay. Maybe Church was onto something.
Well,
The
So the
next
Seahawks
football
won
game.
that one. Tyler's team pulled it out, even though I'm kind of a Cardinals fan this year. They might be if the Vikings shit the bed more, I think they're my NFC team that I hope goes as far as they can go. What else do we do? That was Thursday.
we had Cincy lost 9-20 to Washington,
Joe Burrow torn ACL and MCL.
and other serious ligament injuries or something.
That's what it was.
Yep.
So
There-
that
Lot of
offense is
shit.
dead.
Defender that did it looked like he knew immediately.
He looked like he felt bad.
The
Yeah.
lineman, too, was looking at like, fuck, there goes our season.
What was the
Well, the
low?
season was already gone.
I didn't see the hit. What was the situation? Was he running or was he in the
planted,
pocket?
He was in the
planted
pocket.
for a pass, and as he was planted, his front leg got hit.
On the front
So
side.
kind of like
kinda
Tom
lowered
Brady's
it
then.
back.
Yeah, kind of,
Exactly,
but it looked
yeah.
worse.
Okay.
Does that lock Herbert in as the rookie of the year?
Yeah,
Or does Jefferson still have a chance?
I think it locks it in. And like I heard multiple people talk about it today. Ben Lieber said it, and then I heard Field Yates say it too, how they should have an MVP and a non-quarterback MVP.
That's
They
a
should
good
have
idea.
a rookie of the year quarterback and a quarterback rookie of the year.
Until recently, though, you might only get one rookie quarterback starting.
Yeah.
So to give them their own category would kind of be
The
asinine.
impact of
Rookies
quarterback
is a
makes,
little
though.
bit different, but I
Yeah.
would say with like the MVP situation, yeah, I definitely think there should be multiple.
That's what offensive player of the year. So
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, Cook is a prime candidate for that.
I suppose.
There's a lot of great players that change the game, and quarterbacks just have the easiest impact that's noticeable, I'd say.
Yeah.
Well, they have the ball the most.
the Washington football
True.
team up to 3 wins. Where do they stand in that NFC East right now?
Second.
with Alex Smith. But
Second
I'm saying
with
like,
everybody.
In your
no,
eyes.
where?
No,
Yeah, where?
Philadelphia's
do you think-
winning. Philadelphia's 3-6-1,
Yeah,
I'm not taking Philly. I would take the football team.
or are they
personally.
3-5-1? They're 3-5-1, I think.
3-6-1. Everyone else is 3-7, I believe.
Okay.
They're all at 3 wins.
Yep.
But basically, it comes down to Thursday. Whoever wins the Thursday game between the Washington football team and Dallas is going to be winning that division
At that
Or-
point.
yeah.
at that point.
Yeah,
Well-
at that point.
But who do we think is going to win it the rest of the year?
I think Dallas.
Give
I
me
think
the football team.
Give me the football team.
I
as
think
well.
that Dallas team with Andy Dalton, I feel like their offense is good enough to where they could get another 3 wins this year and get in the playoffs at 6-10, which is probably going to be the team that gets in that division.
the football team quietly has the number 1 ranked pass defense in the NFL.
Their defense is stellar.
Kendall
All those-
Fuller is very good. They have
the
another
71
guy.
draft picks on the defensive line. You can't stop that.
I like them.
Well,
I-
after they took Young, I think it's 72.
Oh, fuck yeah. First rounders, yeah.
First rounders.
to be honest, I hope they do go because I want to see Alex Smith go to the playoffs after what he did, and he's actually been playing pretty decent. I hope
you
Washington
know-
does. I like them as a team. I like them better than Dallas.
You know the football team would play better in the playoffs than fucking the Red Rocket-led Dallas Cowboys.
Red Rifle.
They always lose
I have a butthole beef.
the fucking first
Oh,
game
no, here we go.
alone.
First butthole beef of
And
the-
then
of
Red
the night.
Robin leading the team.
It's
He
my
doesn't have a
second,
clutch ball in
actually.
his
What was the
body.
first?
With PlayStation doing upgrade obsolescence,
Oh, yeah.
right?
What's your
Shitty
butthole
system.
beef?
My
You're
butt-
looking at me. Just get it out of your fucking mouth.
My butthole beef. Today I heard it. I heard it yesterday, and I heard it from another source today. I hate it when people are getting the nicknames wrong. I heard the Amish Rifle. I heard the Amish Rocket. I heard the Red Rifle. Andy Dalton's nickname is the Red Rocket.
The Red
that's
Robin.
true.
Star Lamar and
What?
the Big Ticket.
Hold on. Hey, Siri.
PA?
What is
Big Ticket.
Andy Dalton's
Barrero.
nickname?
Screw that guy.
No, he called him the Red Rifle. It's like, no. He is the Red Rocket.
Red Rocket, Red Rocket.
And why? Because his arm, it's like a rocket. He can throw it at least 45 yards down the field.
So I just called him the right name?
Yes.
With 35 yards yak.
Whatever.
Look at this amazing double move by Metcalf.
Yeah, for all our listeners.
Star's struggling here.
No, it's on there, but he also has another one, 007. I
Red
don't know
Robin?
who calls him that.
Nobody. They call him the Red Rocket. Fake news.
This is Google
I don't
has
know.
the Red Rifle as his nickname.
Maybe back in college when no one cared.
Google's clearly sold out. They're not about real, honest integrity.
You know what game was really interesting? And Star had a hot take for? The Baltimore
Orioles.
Ravens
Okay.
versus the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
They lose it in overtime.
That was a good
right?
game.
There was
though.
some drama before the game.
Yep.
They had Tennessee Titans players, I believe it was Malcolm Butler,
Yep.
and is that right? Was in the face of John Harbaugh pregame, and the
shit.
Tennessee bench started clearing out, and Harbaugh's there yelling at him midfield, and I think there was a little animosity still from last year in the playoffs, them getting bounced by Tennessee. Tennessee was talking shit before the game. They backed it up.
Fuck yeah, they did. And we think there's a curse that had been plaguing the Minnesota Vikings, no longer with them.
Yannick Ngakoue. I believe he has 12 wins and 30 losses over his last 2.5 years in the league. So omitting his rookie season when the Jaguars went on that tear with the greatest defense in the league and everything.
Fournette going off.
After that season, he's 12 and 30 between the Jaguars, the Vikings, and the Ravens. And
That's bad.
the Ravens are 1 and 3 since trading for him.
That's real bad. And Yannick, the cancer thing has followed him throughout all the teams. You know, the Vikings were horrible with him on here. Get rid of him. We were going on a 3-game win streak and lost a bad one at home, but we were in the game. We should have won it. But, yeah, now the Ravens, it feels good for a pass rush team that strong that doesn't really even need him to go on a losing streak like that. I think he does have a little curse to him.
They did have some defensive line injuries, and we're playing Derrick Henry. So if you want to think that might have had a factor, you can, but I think it's more the curse.
It felt really good when Henry got that touchdown there at the end, though.
I was worried about Gostowski having to kick.
A game winner against Baltimore.
Yeah, they're saying, oh, he's never missed a field goal in overtime, blah, blah, blah. It's like, but he's missed 12 this year. How can you rely on him?
Him and Vrabel must be just tighter than shit. Because Vrabel played with him back in New England, right?
Maybe towards the
Couple
end
years?
of his
Yeah.
career.
It's possible. Vrabel was done after
12,
that.
14?
I don't
Way
think,
before that.
No.
Vrabel was in like the
06.
01, 03, 04 dynasty.
I don't think that's right.
11. Right in the middle.
Your boy was still fucking 1 year off.
Price is Right rules. We don't play by this
You
closest.
guys are fucking 4 years out.
Yeah,
6
Price is
years
Right.
off.
It appears that the pregame spat, Harbaugh went after the players right away. He initiated it. And then
Fuck the Ravens.
AJ Brown said that.
Fuck Lamar. Fuck them all.
Let's see. Where's.
The only thing good about him was J.K. Dobbins.
He played
Yeah.
for the New England Patriots from 2001 to 2008. So
Hey,
he played in the dynasty of 01, 03, and 04.
did he play with Gostowski?
So,
That's what this whole thing was brought up from.
I don't know if. I'll look it up.
Because Vinatieri was there until maybe 05. Then Gostowski starts his reign.
Let's see what his stats are. Gostowski.
he played with New England from 06 to 2019. So
Did I
there's
just
2 years.
nail the fucking...
Did I not say, yeah, maybe a little bit at the end there? Maybe a couple years.
I'm sorry, who's got the football knowledge in the group now?
I was
The
not wrong.
almighty and
Star,
powerful
buckle up.
gauges rage.
Fucking thank you, Scott. My boy.
You listen back. I was not wrong in any statement I said.
I just said Vrabel and Gostowski got to be tight from their time back in New England. They played for a couple years, right?
Oh, they for sure have ties to each other from New England.
They definitely do. Thanks, Scott.
That's the only reason why Gostowski's still the kicker
that's what
for
we
that
said the
team.
entire time.
Because he does not deserve to be the fucking kicker for that team. He's
He's
bad.
missed a lot, yeah.
Yeah,
But he
Really
trusts
bad.
him. And they're a pretty good team, and they won in overtime. He didn't even have to kick.
that's true. That
Keeping
was
pace with Indy.
29-yard game-winning touchdown for Henry, which kind of saved his day fantasy-wise. I saw an update on my team. He got a touchdown right as Dallas Goedert got one, too, at the end of the game. Felt good.
You want to know what they call that? Garbage time. You want to know what's a fantasy owner's best friend?
Garbage time.
Yeah, thanks to Brandon's garbage time, I need a 20-point performance from Tampa Bay's defense tonight to take him down, but nothing's happening.
I got 20 points from my defense.
Ooh.
He did.
Whose defense did you have?
Cleveland Browns.
Cleveland Browns defense. Played them in both leagues. Just took them on a whim. 20 points, baby.
Ooh, I got to
Against
give
the
a
Eagles,
shout
that's a
out
decent one.
to superfan Andrew, who's been listening to the podcast. He asked for my advice. Would you have started James Conner or Justin Jefferson this week? I told him James Conner's 10 points. Do you want 10 points or do you want a shot at 30 points? Because Justin Jefferson
Jefferson
could
gives you
get
that.
you 30. He started Justin Jefferson, and I think Jefferson had like 18.
Yeah, he had a pretty good week.
He had a good
3
week.
for
Better
80.
week
He had
than
that
Connor.
touchdown.
Yeah.
Yep.
Better week than Connor. So
I saw a stat today. Justin Jefferson on passes of 20 yards plus, 407 yards. First in the NFL.
Fuck yeah.
DK Metcalf, 397.
So they're
He's second.
about 100 away.
do we still
80.
have some
They're
noon
about
games to
10
talk
away.
over, or can we
407.
jump over to the Vikings Dallas game?
Well,
the Eagles
Cleveland one
Browns.
is a good one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Chubb also had a very similar game to Henry, like 110 yards. I mean, it's a great rushing day, but without a score for fantasy, it kind of sucks ass.
My take on Carson
Worked
Wentz
for me.
during the offseason was real bad. He's not Patrick Mahomes light. That might be Justin Herbert now. And the turnovers costed them. Stefanski's got the Browns at 7-3 right now. It's pretty remarkable. And they had no
Very
Myles
good.
Garrett.
So you're going to, in a butthole throwback, you're going to hold your feet.
Yeah. I'm just going to switch it to Justin Herbert. That's who I was talking about the whole time.
Audible over.
You're just going to line out.
Justin Herbert
Wentz.
is Patrick Mahomes light.
You mean Mr. ROTY to ROTC with that haircut? You guys not see the haircut?
I saw the
ROTC. What's
haircut.
ROTC?
Reserve officers training, whatever.
It's like when high schoolers sign up to go into the military. He
Herbert's
buzzed his,
got a buzz? He
totally does
buzzed
look
his
like
head.
that.
I saw a meme that said he's already prestiged twice in Call of Duty. This is the haircut.
He absolutely had a
Fuck.
fucking game. Keenan Allen had, 19 targets?
19 catches.
13,
19
16 catches.
16 catches?
16 catches
Yeah,
on 19 targets.
Finally going to his playmaker. 145 yards and a tutty.
But they still barely beat the Jets.
Their issue was maintaining the games. They go up so big and then they take the gas pedal off. Just let fucking Herbert put up 50.
Well, the thing, I think part of it is the head coach, Anthony Lynn, is a little bit by default a passive coach. He's defensive minded, kind of like Zimmer. So when they get up big time, he's like, all right, let's milk the clock out.
Yeah.
Isn't he the offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills?
No, Anthony Lynn's a defensive guy. Look him up.
The black fella?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But they were up 27-7 at halftime. They were absolutely clobbering it. He's a bald black guy. That's who he is.
We're just going to jump over that. There's no need to comment on that.
He was a running back in the NFL and the offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills prior to that job, though.
Thank you.
Interim head coach and OC for the Bills in 16.
Fuck. I could have swore he was defensive guy. All right, I'm wrong.
Interim head coach and running backs in 15 to 16. He was assistant head coach for the Jets.
Get the
running
taser
back
out.
coach for the Jets, running back coach for the Browns, for the Cowboys, for the Jags, and special teams for the Broncos.
Why did I think he was a defensive guy? Because I'm wrong. That's why. Whatever. All right. So yeah, what I just said, just forget about all that.
Not passive at all.
So he's a passive, offensive-minded coach.
He is passive,
he
though.
is passive as fuck.
So that part of it, I was dead on. It's just all the
they
details.
pass a lot.
20-point fucking lead in the first seconds in the first half, and you give it all up.
Kind of like jumping all over the place to games. Just whatever pops up, we start talking about those games. Falcons Saints. We had a tight end playing quarterback.
Taysom Hill.
I was going to ask, does anybody know how many points Taysom Hill actually scored in
For my
ESPN
team,
leads?
It was- I
Oh,
think it
did
was
you start
20.
him?
My fantasy league, I got him for 24.9.
I think that's what it was in ESPN too.
Yeah.
So
It's
if
a
you
nice little play for a week.
at
but
tight
it's-
end,
It's not.
Drew Brees is on the IR. He's got 3 weeks for starting.
His
He's
ESPN already
designation's
designated him
Oh.
quarterback.
Well, I played him. I have a super flex, my dynasty super flex. It's you can start 2 QBs, and I've been rolling with Tom Brady. He's got a bye in week 13. I might have just got my bye week replacement QB.
this is my question though. I had heard commissioners of leagues actually not allowing him to be played at tight end.
I mean, if
Is that a fair thing to do?
he is a quarterback
As
by
a quarterback
designation.
or ever?
No.
Like
so
before this all
I had
started.
heard no this specific week.
No.
I had heard of commissioners, though, in ESPN leagues blocking owners from starting him at tight end.
I think that's overreach. That's government overreach right there.
I'm
That's
just asking,
tyranny.
is there a sort of a, what do you call it, I guess, integrity type of thing that would be like, you can't start him at tight end, even though ESPN's allowing a tight end designation?
You play
It's a
by the
good talker.
rules.
Personally, I
I mean,
would never do it.
I
He's
agree.
a quarterback
Yeah.
in the league. He should be played as a quarterback in fantasy football.
What's your record
In which league?
in our league?
5-5
Oh,
At
that's
the
not
moment.
currently.
At the moment.
This is my other question, though, is why did ESPN have the tight end designation while all other fantasy outlets had him as a quarterback
I think
only?
Yahoo Sports had him as tight end as well.
Yeah,
They d-
ESPN wasn't first.
Yahoo
Somebody
del-
else-
No,
Yahoo
Yahoo took away
did
that
not.
designation.
Yeah.
They took it away as soon as he got named the starter at quarterback.
I
Oh,
had,
really?
I had a group
Yeah.
chat going. I think ESPN was the only one that we played in that group chat that allowed it.
They were the only one that up to game time kept it. Yahoo
Yeah,
dropped it.
Somebody else started the trend, and then ESPN jumped on it, and then they never got off of it when he was named the starter, is what it was. And I don't know why they didn't drop it. I don't think that if it's set in the rules, he's a tight end, I don't think the commissioner has the ability. It's overreach to say, like, you can't do that. I think as a player, you should have that understanding that, hey, he's a quarterback. I shouldn't put him in at tight end. But if it's in the rules, it's in the rules. And if somebody wanted to do that, it's not like it's against the league. You're not colluding.
And previously, he'd been a flex play. He'd been more of a receiver than a quarterback all season. I get why they did it. Personally,
Yeah.
he's a quarterback on roster. I play him as a quarterback.
The thing is, though, like if
So I
you're
see
an
the problem.
owner, and if you're an owner in an ESPN league, and your record is at the time 4-6, and you need the win, you're gonna start Taysom Hill at tight end. You don't give a fuck. You need the points. Like,
I'd start my quarterback if my quarterback was fucking trash.
yeah, but
What if they
I'm just
weren't?
saying, like integrity wise, I don't
Hey, if you're 4-6, your quarterback's
I don't feel like a
trash.
commissioner. I would be more on the side of not allowing a commissioner to do that. I was just curious your guys' input on it.
I don't- I
It's been
think-
a hot topic.
I think if it's talked amongst the league and it's voted on, but then again, one person has him.
Well, this is the thing, though.
That gets into
Everybody in
collusion right there. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't want him to be the one, reaping the benefits of being the first person to grab him.
that's the problem you would run into, though. One guy owns him, so of course they're going to want to be able to play him at tight end, and everybody else is going to say no.
Because they have to face him.
You'd have to hold the integrity of everybody else being like, you know what, it's in the rules and that's fair.
I mean, just being honest, if you were to play Taysom Hill at tight end this week, you would have had the highest scoring tight end. You'd probably have the highest scoring tight end every week if you were able to play him there.
I think it's such a big deal because it's tight end. If it was
Yeah.
wide receiver or running back, it's not as big of a dedeal.
Tight end is where the biggest difference is in 1 to 12.
Yeah.
Where it's still technically a
Yeah.
starter.
Yeah.
But you're looking at, 25, 20-ish points to 5 to 6, 7, 8.
I think
if
the
they
only
score.
tight end this week that scored close to 24 was Kelsey.
Kelsey, Waller had he had
20.
20-ish. Yeah.
Okay, so those two have been top 5 tight ends all year,
Yep,
if not
and
top
Kittle-
3.
Or Andrews also had a good week. I think he scored a touchdown.
Okay.
But even if you look at average per game, you got Kelsey at 18.8, Kittle at 16.4, and then you drop off to Waller 13.1, and then a slew at 11, between 11 and 12.
So to get 24 out of Hill at tight end is a huge leg up.
Huge.
Positional advantage.
Yeah.
Yep. Without a doubt.
Especially because I watched that game because I was interested to see their offense with Taysom Hill. Like, there's more potential than that offense.
They were playing Atlanta, though.
Yeah.
But also, they were just doing enough to keep the lead and win. You know,
And prior to the game starting, there was murmurs of players not being on board.
with Hill,
Handful of players wanting Jameis to play.
then get dicked.
I don't think Sean Payton gives a fuck.
Yeah,
I
he's gonna
don't
do
think
his
after that
thing.
game. it's going to continue.
So
I think they're going to roll with him until
He played well.
Breeze can come back from his 11 broken ribs. 13, however many it was.
they keep
It's up
that
How many ribs do you have?
24.
24?
Yep,
Did you look
24
this up?
ribs.
2 sets of 12.
Yep. 12
I mean,
on each side.
is it the
On
same as a
average.
pig? Like when I order a rack of ribs, is that
What's
we have
crazy-
the same thing?
What's crazy is you can crack them on both sides, the front side and the back side, because they come off your spine. So you can, crack the same rib twice.
And if you get rid of the bottom two and work on your stretching,
Ooh, you can suck yourself off.
Marilyn Manson.
And that was science with the butthole. That was a rumor everywhere. You weren't a kid growing
Unless
up
you
in the
knew you could
90s and
take out 2 ribs and
2000s,
suck
unless you
yourself.
heard that Marilyn Manson used to suck himself off.
And you weren't a smart kid unless you wanted to be like Marilyn Manson.
I can't even put my toe in my mouth.
you can't do
I think
that.
I'd have to take out like 12 ribs.
I can, but I pull a hip flexor.
Dog, I can't even tie my shoes without catching my breath.
You gotta put it up on like the third stair. We're at the age where we use stairs for shoes now.
Star just shows up and he's only got 4 ribs. But I can suck myself off, though.
I never even thought about it
His guts
very
are
much.
completely exposed.
Very much.
Every day.
Yeah.
Another surprising game. Miami lost to Denver.
Tua got benched.
What the fuck?
He had 83 passing yards going into the fourth, I think.
And they claim not injury or anything. It was just he was playing bad, but he'll be the starter again next week. So
Yep.
keep him on your fantasy teams.
Which they were hot. Denver's not. So is that a worse loss than the Vikings Cowboys?
I think when you're a team like Miami and you've come from being really bad last year to this year, you're gonna have a couple games like that. To be honest, most NFL teams have a couple stinkers every year.
Yeah. I would say it's probably a worse loss just because I have the Patriots and the Dolphins winning that division, and they were pretty close to beating the Bills out. So losing that, it hurts.
Yeah.
But hey, Broncos, I got a point in the yearly league, so I mean, it's kind of a win-win, I guess.
We'll catch up with that next week.
Yeah.
The Steelers absolutely stomped the Jaguars. Deontay
Chase
Johnson.
Claypool goes for his 10th.
Receivers.
First rookie wide receiver to have
10 for 10.
10 touchdowns
Pull
in
up
his
the
first 10
Steelers
games.
schedule really quick if you would, Brandon. I think the Steelers have a legitimate shot of running the table.
I think
Straight
they're going
up.
to lose on Thursday. You want Butthole bet it?
Thursday night they
Oh, against
play?
The
Baltimore?
Ravens.
No.
That game is
Yeah,
in
I'll do it.
question.
Fuck.
Is it?
It is in question because Mark Ingram and J.K. Dobbins both are on the COVID reserve list now.
What?
I'll butthole bet it.
10?
Sure.
Shit,
$10
man.
straight up. Boom.
That's official.
That
Butthole
is
bet.
Official. I will put it in
All
the
right.
books. Rest of
Fair
year,
enough.
they have the
If they don't play, it's a wash, right?
Yeah, they gotta play the
It's
game.
not they didn't lose, so I win.
No,
All right.
they got to play.
I know you
Ravens.
sneaky ass ways of trying to twist things. into
I'm
your
not a
victories.
shady motherfucker like Gage. I just try to negotiate
It's true.
advantages.
You got the shocked look on your face, but it's always all right. I mean, they have to at least play 7 games, and there's got to be 13 targets a game.
that- yeah.
And if they get hurt for any extended period of time, we got to call the bet
many
off.
catches does
And they
Fournette
have to
have?
catch it with one hand.
How many catches does Fournette have?
He's got over 23 now.
You think?
I'll
I think
look
he's
it up.
right at 23.
Gage has more underwritings in his bets than Congress passes in their legislations.
God damn it.
Before we get going, all right, Ravens, football team, Bills, at Bills, Bengals, Colts, at home, Browns away.
So they got a
They're
tough. They got a
still
tough schedule
undefeated at
still.
The Bills, I'll take you on that.
Well, let's just
You
see
got-
what
yeah,
happens
yeah, you
Thursday.
gotta-
But
One week at a
Yeah,
time.
cross that bridge when you get there.
you get okay. So
What was I looking up?
Micro penis.
So the technician that was working on maintaining the machines today at work, he was talking
No.
about how the Steelers
Boner
got a real
pills.
shot of running the table. That's probably
that's what it
about
was.
as tough of a rest of the schedule season you could have.
And
You got the Colts, you got the
Colts,
you got the
Browns.
Browns, you got the Bills in Buffalo,
And
you got
the Ravens.
coming up.
The football team that's
The
kinda
football
getting
team's
hot.
okay, and the Bengals, if they had Burrows, no easy game, but they
Big
don't.
Ben going up against that defensive line. Whew.
Yeah, that's
I
a
think-
tough
I
schedule.
think only one of those games on paper is
Easy
a
win.
lock.
easy.
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's my money, man? 24
Oh, fucking
receptions.
Wait, what was the bet?
$10
Oh,
bet.
Leonard Fournette.
Yeah. It was
I'll
20
Venmo
bucks.
you. I'll Venmo you. It was 10.
50, I think.
You get fucked.
So remind
Fair-
everybody what the bet was. Now,
The
Brandon.
Leonard Fournette
wouldn't get more than 23 catches. I took the over. Gage took the under.
He was still in Jacksonville when we made this bet.
Yeah, that is true.
Should have added more underwriting, Skidge.
Fucking Keyshawn Vaughn fucked me.
We also had one of our games had the XFL MVP get his first NFL win,
And an interception.
and it was really weird. He threw an interception,
Yeah.
or he threw two.
Yeah. I'm just
I
saying he
thought
got
you
his
were
first
saying
pick, too.
he got a pick.
No.
I was like, they're playing him defense. This
clobbered
guy
the
is
fucking-
amazing.
They clobbered the Lions.
Yeah, could have cost the Lions coach's job. They're saying
Patricia?
that might have been the nail in Patricia's coffin.
I won't believe rumors. Gase is still on a team.
That is bad. Gay should have been fired last year.
All right, let's do a little butthole around the butthole right here. Adam Gase or Matt Patricia? Who would you rather have as a head coach of your
Patricia.
team?
Matt Patricia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hands
All right, cool.
down.
I think Matt Patricia is going to get a second chance.
Without
He's
a
going to
doubt.
be like
And
Belichick, don't you?
I think he's going to do better his second time around.
You can't
Adam
win in
Gase
Detroit.
or Gage's Rage.
Fucking Gage's
Gage's
rage.
rage.
Yeah.
I don't know. Adam Gase probably has like a sick cocaine hookup based off of his eyes and
He
his
totally
interviews.
does.
So bring me in, Gase.
I would say the biggest issue I have with Gage's Rage is his drafting ability. And if he has
Yeah.
any
That's
input,
someone else's job.
if he has any input on that, I've seen your play calling. All you have to do is set the guys
Bombs.
up and prevent D, and you're good.
Denzel Mims would have a fucking career with Gage's
I've
rage
seen
as
the
a
I've
coach.
seen the work that Gage puts in on show outlines. I'm not too worried about it. I think he'll delegate everything.
You give me
That's true.
you give me Joe Flacco and Denzel Mims. Watch the fuck out.
Joe Flacco is elite.
Yeah. Pair him
All
with
right.
Perriman again.
That's
Watch out.
disgusting. Let's move on.
He's a decent QB.
Deshaun Watson went off against Patriots. J.J. Watt played out of his mind.
The Patriots won though, right?
No,
No.
they lost.
They lost. So the Texans have 3 wins, 2 versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, 1 versus the Patriots. J.J. Watt had 4 passes deflected
Wow.
of Cam Newton's, which is kind of remarkable for a defensive lineman. You'd think Cam would just not throw around him, but it is J.J. Watt.
You mean JJ SWAT?
Let's remind everybody too, though, the Texans need to win as many games as possible because Miami has their pick, their first round pick.
You guys hear that bullshit that Jacksonville's pulling on us?
Yep. I'm trying to pull the Lions and Bears and Packers in on it.
Vote
Ngakoue,
in the Pro Bowl.
because then they get a third instead of a fourth?
Or is it a
Fifth turns to fourth.
Fifth turns to fourth, yeah.
Maybe that's what it was.
Whatever.
You guys like the shady stuff. I'm sure you love it.
I like the. Why are you grouping me in with that bullshit? What
I'm
do
just-
I do that's shady?
I'm glad
Just
it's
because I'm
happening
sitting next
Let
to
me
now.
just Venmo you real quick.
you
Jesus.
guys like this shady shit. He just groups Brandon right in with me.
I would do it. If it was my team, fuck yeah, I'd start a petition and say, hey, everyone get on board with this.
He's not
benefit
deserving
my
of Pro
team.
Bowl.
I have a butthole. What the fuck?
The Raiders
I
are
invited
the
you
Chiefs'
into my house.
kryptonite.
Except for they lost.
They almost lost though.
What, almost? They counting
The Raiders
almost wins
almost beat
in the
them.
It
NFL
never
now?
felt at any point in that game like Mahomes was going to lose that game.
Carr was on fire.
Yeah,
And Nelson
but-
Aguilar appears to be having a resurgence in his career.
That was a hell of a
Oakland.
catch.
Let's go
That
turn back
touchdown?
around to Carson Wentz. Was the problem for Aguilar Carson Wentz?
No.
I just don't think it was a
Wait,
fit.
He still always has one of those.
When the
drops.
ball hits you in the hands and it's dropping, it's not the quarterback's fault.
Can we give a little bit of a tip of the cap to John Gruden and Mike Mayock, who everybody thought those guys were going to be absolute failures in Las Vegas, and they've turned that team around
That team
really
is good.
fast.
That
Yeah.
team is pretty good.
Carr's showing off that photographic memory,
They're saying during
He
the
has a
game
photographic memory.
supposedly. They say stuff like Gruden said stuff in training camp, comes up week 10, week 11, and he just remembers it just like yesterday.
they were saying Gruden just converted
Fills
Derek
him.
Carr into him. Like, started from scratch with him and turned him into the style quarterback that he wanted him to be.
Well, there was talks initially when Gruden took over there that they were breaking down his mechanics and throwing motion.
They wanted a new QB altogether.
Well, Carr was at the time 26, I think, so he wasn't too old to change who he is. Now he's, 28? He's still young, relatively young for quarterback.
Yeah, same as Teddy.
Yeah.
Came out same draft, probably almost 30, flirting with 30.
Yeah.
28
Well,
sounds
we got to
right.
remember though. Carr was an old. He was old.
I'll
He
take the over
was a
on
senior, I
28.
believe.
The over would be correct. He turned 29 in March.
Yeah, because I think when Carr got drafted, I believe he was 23. He was older, but nonetheless, he's not that old. There's still a lot of good football left in the tank with Carr, and the Raiders, they got something going.
He played well. That touchdown at the end, kind of flirting around, bouncing in the back, and then throwing the dime into the corner to Witten.
What's Carr's current QB rank in fantasy? He's got to be around that 12 to 16 range.
Yeah, I'd put him right around QB1. Off the top of my head.
Not the QB one.
I think he's definitely a streaming option. I don't know if he's available in many leagues. He's probably not. But
QB1, yeah.
Out of all the weeks played, he is QB 21.
oh wow, so he's not that great then. I mean, he's playing well,
He's
but
behind.
fantasy
Jacobs
wise,
has had a few pretty
yeah,
good games.
that's true.
He's behind Cousins, Newton, Goff, Stafford, Breeze, Wentz, Burrow, Ryan.
Okay, so he's just a
Yeah.
guy.
And I
Spot
think
start.
the last game we have is the Green Bay Packers versus the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, well, until we get to our game.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were
saving
skipping
that
it.
for last.
The Colts and Packers game was kind of the tale of two halves. Packers got off to an early lead, let the foot off the gas pedal a little bit. Colts came storming back. And then
Man,
Valdez-Scantling with the terrible fumble
In OT.
in OT gives the
Puts them
Colts
in
the
the
ball
field goal
back.
range.
Rodrigo Blankenship nails the kick. Colts beat the Packers by 3. And apparently Valdez-Scantling's been getting death threats.
Yep.
Matt LaFleur was asked if he still believes in him, and he's like, definitely.
MVS?
If LaFleur still believes in MVS. I do
Could
feel
you
like
imagine
this has a little bit of shades of a young Devontae Adams, though. Because when Devontae Adams was young, he had some really bad drops, and he also had... I don't remember him ever having a super bad fumble like that, but Valdez-Scantling has all of the skills to be a very good wide receiver, and Rodgers clearly believes
He's a
in
deep
him.
bomb guy.
Yeah. So I think Valdez-Scantling still has a bright future, but that's a really bad fumble, and you can't have it.
Well, and let's not forget the long grab he had right before that.
Oh, he had a good game.
Yeah. Right
Yeah.
in going into the end of the game, I mean, that catch, triple coverage, I mean, he came down with that. So, I mean,
He's athletic. He's got some skill. I agree with you guys. It's tough for him to trust him long term, but he's got all the talent in the world.
well, him and Devontae Adams are almost the same age.
Oh, really?
MVS is 26, Adams is 27.
Okay. So I
They've
thought
been
MVS was
developing
younger than
MVS
that.
For a while. It's his third year in the league?
No, I think it's his fourth.
Yeah. He's been in for a while.
For
He's been behind
MVS,
some
you're saying?
good guys. Who's the
I don't know.
who's their wide receiver that's been hurt almost all year?
Lazard.
Lazard.
The Lazard King.
Yeah. He's coming back soon?
He was activated off IR, I believe.
Gotcha.
He'll be back, I think, this upcoming week. Although with the way that Green Bay operates, he'll probably be back week 16.
Gage, you know who Devontae Adams' college quarterback was?
No fucking idea.
Where's the taser?
What kind of questions? Who was never mind. I was gonna say Jefferson's college quarterback.
Derek Carr.
It
I
was.
know that.
That's what I was going to guess.
Really?
I didn't know it, but that's what I was going with.
Why?
They were teammates
Because
at
they played the
Fresno
same
State.
school.
Why not?
Who's that?
So there was a big question about who made who in college when
Carr
they came out.
versus
Yeah,
Adams?
did Carr make Adams look good, or did Adams make Carr look good? Turns out they're both pretty good on their own. So
Let's remember, too, though, Carr was a late riser up the draft board. So Carr was not kind of like, if you look at college now, Zach Wilson's starting to fly up draft boards because he's playing well
Flying
at
way
BYU.
up 'em.
Yeah, like
top 5 pick.
yeah.
Okay.
He's kind of the draft darling. Carr obviously didn't go that far up, but
And then last but not least, the Minnesota Vikings. I think a few of us have butthole beefs with our fathers.
I know, yeah.
I know I definitely do. Because my dad was one of the guys
Let's
that
air
was
it out.
protesting the NFL. And I'm coming down for tacos late last night. Or not late. It was regular time.
Beef or chicken?
Beef, always.
Chicken's better.
White people taco night. It's a TikTok sound.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. Look it up.
Gage just made that up.
I'm not
It is
joking.
now.
What the fuck?
What is it? How does it
Soundbite
go?
that, please.
It's a white people taco night.
You saying white people?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's literally the sound. But, yeah, I come down to tacos. My dad literally just turned on the game when he said he was protesting all year. And what happens? Pollard rips off a 42-yard touchdown to take the lead, I believe, from the Minnesota Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
And proceeded to just cuss and bitch like he normally would any
Oh,
other week.
did it give him the lead? Maybe it might.
I think
and then
that-
it
They
came
switched the
back.
lead like 4 times in the fourth
I
quarter.
think
right,
that one
yeah.
did, and then we scored.
Right
Jefferson.
after.
Yeah.
And then we didn't score anymore.
So that
Yeah.
who was the cornerback who
Was it Boyd?
completely olayed? It was not Boyd.
Chris Jones.
I think that might have been it.
Yeah.
Did you see his effort on that play? So the wide receiver goes to block the safety. So cornerback's completely free to make the tackle. Doesn't even try. He literally looks at him like, "Oh, someone else do something because I can't get in there."
State
He
track.
breaks it. Yeah, I'd just be so embarrassed to be him right now. Kind of feel bad
He
for him.
might not even be on the team.
I'm not giving him death threats or anything because I don't own the Vikings. I'm not a Packers fan who owns the team and can do that to my players.
Yeah,
I just hope that he, hits the weight room and decides to try to make a tackle if he's the only one who can make it next time.
I let my dad know he's a jinx and he's not allowed to watch football the rest of the year.
My dad called me in the last 2 minutes trying to figure out how to turn the game on.
Wait, I just want to get this clear. So you put the foot down on your dad in your dad's house that you live in.
My mom agreed.
Okay, well, that's fair.
Who pays for the cable?
Your boy?
Okay. Change the password.
I can't do that. He really likes
Wait,
the
your dad called.
Ice Road Truckers.
How does your dad not know how to get the game on?
Are the Vikings on regular TV? I was like, yeah. He's calling me in the last 2 minutes, and I'm just super short because I'm tense.
freaking out? Yeah, we had the ball
Oh,
going
you know,
for
I'm
it.
trying to turn it on. I can't find them. It says 60 minutes. I was like, just fucking turn it on. They're on. Trust me. Oh, look, they are on. Yeah. How's Paige doing? I was like, Dad, all right. Shut the fuck up.
Your impersonation of your father ages him quite a bit. I'm picturing like a geezer. How does this old controller work?
No, that doesn't say they're on. Just click it.
It says 60 minutes. They wouldn't lie about that.
Everyone loves their 60 minutes.
The TV guide.
No, and I was like, I'm sorry. I'm being short. I got to go. Game's on. And we hung up.
Yeah,
And
so
it ended terribly.
horribly.
We couldn't make stop, and we couldn't get offense going. Justin Jefferson drops a very easy one. Could have had the first down on it.
Yeah.
Could have changed the entire drive. Other than that, we didn't do anything on that final.
I didn't like us.
4
with
plays.
6 minutes left. I didn't like any of it.
I felt
That-
good the
that
entire
drive.
time. The issue with is, and what I heard on PA said today too, is a lot of the games that we've lost by crap. It wasn't good plays. It was the 42-yard touchdown run, a crap play. It was the Hayden Hurst getting loose for that long touchdown. It was Dalton
We
Schultz.
lost by a lot to Atlanta.
Yeah,
We didn't
came
lose by
back
a
late.
crap
Yeah,
play.
All right, let's go to the Khalif Raymond getting that 60-yard bomb to set him up for a touchdown, and we lost by a point to the Titans. I mean, a lot of this stuff, Dalton Schultz being wide open in the end zone.
Well, we should have let them score when they got first and goal on the 4. That they should have pushed them in.
Probably,
Give us
but
the full 2
nonetheless,
minutes and keep our
they're,
timeouts.
they're
Go.
crap plays. And we didn't have a lot of those in the 3 games that we won. And then they showed up this week when we shouldn't have let that happen. Pollard shouldn't have got that touchdown.
I would
Schultz
like to
shouldn't
say,
have been wide open.
with fans, I think you have a totally different season. The fact that Minnesota doesn't have any fans, it makes a difference.
Okay, well, everybody's playing with no fans or minimal.
No?
Or minimal.
I mean, you still hear fucking Kansas City. They make a difference.
Not really.
There's still places with fans that affect the game.
But there's a lot of places without that are winning games, too.
Yeah, like I don't think we win in Green Bay.
We have 3 turnovers.
Probably not.
2. Is that what we ended with? Cook, Cousins.
And what was the third? Cousins
punt?
fumbled.
Where's their special
We-
teams?
Oh,
got-
we lost 2. 3 total, lost 2.
Yeah.
Is what it was. So that
And that
doesn't
strip
help
sack
you.
on Cousins was an impressive play. Should have been called helmet.
It
to
should have been
helmet.
helmet. And then the Harrison Smith,
Drop the interception.
not the drop. Oh, and someone else dropped one too.
Oh,
late
Chris
in the
missed the
games.
double play where he got burned for the long one.
There's 2 hands on it at the end of the game on the final drive.
I thought it was Boyd that dropped it.
It might have been Boyd.
Was that
There's Kendricks had one hand
29
on
in the end zone was
Yeah, that's
covering.
Boyd. That's Boyd.
He was covering. I don't remember who it was. It could have been Gallup or something, and the ball was in his hands
Oh, on the slant.
on the slant on the goal line. That's game over.
But I was talking the Harrison Smith personal foul that he got on C.D. Lamb. That one bugged me probably more than any of the other calls on it because it
remember
looked
this
to me like he lowered his shoulder
It was a clean
into
hit.
CD's shoulder, and that was a drive killer. And they gave him 15 yards, and I think they ended up putting
Scoring
up
off
points
that.
on that drive.
I would say regarding that, as a defender, hitting a wide receiver over the middle, that's about the best way you could possibly do it. You're not hitting them in the legs where you might tear an ACL. You're not hitting them in the head. You're going your shoulder into their sternum, basically. What else are you supposed to do? The reason it
it's
got a flag
not
is
a
because it was a
penalty.
massive hit.
It's because he rocked him.
Yeah. But they've actually been talking about how refs seem to be kind of keying in on Harrison Smith lately, which is so stupid because he doesn't have a history of being a dirty player.
His nickname is
The Hitman.
the killer guy. No, it's the killer guy. Don't disrespect his nickname like that. It's Harrison the Killer Guy Smith.
Yeah.
Who said the killer guy?
That's his nickname. Look it up. Fake news.
Fake news. Google's compromised.
What'd you say again? The killer?
I mean, you guys can make up nicknames, so can I.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Wow, that's what, it took a long time to get there.
so dumb.
That's bullshit. That is bullshit.
Long story short, though, the offense is playing well. They're the number 2 ranked offense in football, according to PFF. Kirk Cousins played a really good game. None of that was Kirk's fault. I feel like if Jefferson catches that last drive ball over the middle, that whole drive has a different feeling to it.
Mm-hmm.
Jefferson, you live, you learn, you got to make that catch, period. Other than that, Thielen was awesome.
He's on the COVID list now, though.
Yep. So, basically, I think the game kind of just cemented what we all knew. The Vikings got a lot of growing up to do, but they've been fun to watch this year.
And it just sucks because I think that was the first game this whole season that I was like starting to feel it.
A little confidence.
Starting
yeah.
to be like,
That's what
you
they
know,
do.
What if?
That's what they do.
What if? Because up until then, I'm saying no. Like I was kind of mad when we went on the win streak because I want a quarterback. And then Kirk Cousins plays probably one of his best games as a Viking yesterday, and in a loss. And
That's
we're gonna
our
end up
biggest
picking
issue.
15-18 and get in the middle of the road. Probably reach for an offensive lineman. And
I was actually
No.
talking with a with a guy at work today
Not a reach though.
about this, and I was like,
Probably.
in my opinion, when you look at all the young players on our team this year that are getting experience, this would be, and you look at Cousins' contract. You have 2 years left after this on Cousins' deal. This would be the year to trade the house to move up and get the quarterback you see as the future. And then you sit him behind Kirk for a year. By no means do you play them unless Kirk gets hurt. You sit him behind Kirk, and you groom that quarterback for a year. But this would be the year to trade a first, a second, whatever you have to do to move up and get the guy you want. Do it this year, in my opinion.
The year where there's horrible college scouting, COVID among all of it. I don't think it's the year to go all in personally, but
I'm just saying, based on
Arguably-
Kirk's contract situation, based on you got DJ Wanham getting good snaps, you got Jalen Holmes, you got some players that look like they're
Hercules
actually.
Mataafa
Mataafa looks
last week
very
was
good at
awesome.
DN.
Boss.
You got Eric Wilson stepping up at linebacker. Like your whole secondary outside of safeties is young players getting reps. It would be the year to do it.
that's fair. And I do love how the Vikings talent scout depth is really good. You know, a lot of these guys are 5th, 6th round guys, 4th round guys. They have a decent look at what potential people have, I'd say, versus other teams.
Yeah, definitely. That leads us
Frustrating
to,
after last week with the fucking Bears when I'm texting you guys saying it's the total flip.
Yeah,
The Bears are going to tank. And
it
we're gonna-
happens. Whatever. It is what it is.
The issue with the Vikings, and like Starr kind of said, is even our bad years, we're just good enough. Mm-hmm. We're good enough to get to that 10 to 18 range for a draft pick, not quite get the top 5 guy that we want. And Cousins, he plays well enough in late October, early November to keep us in the hunt, just enough for it to...
Get your little mini chub on football season.
Exactly. Like, he's not playing bad football right now, but the first 3-4 weeks did not look great.
Into the last fucking drive, he had a perfect QBR.
Let's remember too, though, regarding
158.3.
drafting. If you don't have
Rating,
a top
QBR is different.
if you don't have a top
QB
pick,
rating.
like the number one pick, you can still find really good players 12 to 20.
Absolutely, but are you going to find your next franchise quarterback?
Mahomes was drafted where 11,
10.
10.
10, like
I guess Watson. was
Deshaun
12.
Watson. It's possible. It is possible.
Lamar
When-
Jackson, down year, but 32.
Yeah, and it's when you have
I'm not sold on him
quarterbacks
yet.
in the draft.
I'm not
but
either. I don't believe in 'em.
quarterback heavy teams, or quarterback needy teams.
Yeah.
Last year you couldn't have done it. There was 4 or 5 teams that wanted QBs.
Derek
This
Carr
year,
went in the second round. Teddy Bridgewater was 32.
Russell Wilson, third.
There's good players all over the draft.
I'm wondering where a guy like a Kyle Trask could go
How
out
about
of
Tom
Florida.
Brady
I think he could be in that Vikings range.
Tom
Yeah.
Brady, he's going to retire.
Even if he's a first-round pick.
with 6
You
fucking
think
Super
if he
Bowl
wins the
rings?
That's true.
Heisman and continues on the rate he's going, that would probably jump into the first round. But with Wilson, with Lance, with Lawrence and Fields, I don't think you're going to see 6 quarterbacks go in the top 10. So
One of those
a couple
guys
of
will
those-
fall.
Yeah.
At least one of those guys will be available. If the Vikings end up in that 12 to 18 range, one of those guys will be available.
Yeah.
It's just whether of if you like him or not. Now, Trevor Lawrence, assuming he comes out, write him off. You have no chance of getting Trevor Lawrence. Justin Fields, possibly. If he keeps playing like he played last week, you got a shot.
He had the picks, but he still put the team on his back.
Right, but there's a chance that some team could see that and he could slide to 6, 7, 8. At 6, 7, 8, if you're pick 15, you got a shot to move up and get him. I think Lance is a prime candidate for sliding.
I love Trey Lance with Minnesota too. We need someone quick. We need mobile
Because he
quarterbacks.
lives close. He's used
I'm
to
just
the cold.
saying with regarding Trey Lance, I think because they're not playing, well, they are now, but he opted out because they're not playing until January. There's a real possibility that he could slide a little, and he could be in that range where you wouldn't even have to trade up and you could take him. And
Are
I do
we that
think
confident? I mean, we saw what the last FCS quarterback did, who went number 2 overall.
I think with a guy like Trey Lance, you draft him and you do sit him for at least a year. I think if you do that with him, he has all the tools to be a stud. To be honest, measurables wise, coming out of college, he matches up a lot like a Patrick Mahomes.
Until we just buy the Colts offensive line, we need a mobile quarterback. We can't draft offensive linemen. We're going to have to pay for them, and we're going to need a few.
Well, our offensive line's been a lot better when Cleveland was playing, though.
Yeah, I mean, Cleveland.
His size is small, though.
O'Neal, Cleveland,
O'Neal,
Bradbury,
that's what I was
Reef.
thinking.
No, Cleveland's a big guard. He's a big guard.
But
He's
he didn't
6'6".
size up against the tackle that he was going, or the end he was going against last week, right?
He didn't play on Sunday.
Yeah, they took him out because he couldn't play.
No, he was hurt.
He was
He was hurt.
out
Ankle
for the game.
injury.
You got to remember too, though, he's a rookie.
Yeah,
Like
yep,
size will come.
fair enough.
And they
It-
drafted him as a tackle, so he's not even playing his drafted position right now.
And he's right side, right?
He's been playing right guard.
So, I mean, you have Bradbury, Cleveland, O'Neal. That's a young right side of your offense. I mean, center to right. If we can get a decent left tackle and a decent left guard, we do have a.
We might only need a left guard.
Yeah, no, Reef is a
Reef-
Reef is a
How
decent
old
left
is Reef?
tackle. He's older.
He plays
30,
to his
31.
guard, basically. If
Yeah.
he has a bad left guard,
He plays bad.
yeah, it affects his game. But if the left guard can handle their person, he seems to be great one-on-one.
But that's how tackle is, especially on the left side.
I'm
in
just
the
saying,
NFL.
in the future, the next 3 years or so, this offensive line can be a very good offensive line, assuming we
That's a
keep the
fair
parts
look.
together.
That's a fair look.
Well, this is also assuming that, and it's a fair thing to assume, that you're going to draft another offensive lineman in this upcoming draft in the 3rd, 4th, or 5th round. It's fair to say
will.
that you would.
Yeah.
Same with, I mean,
you
the
need
biggest.
depth still. You need
Yeah.
good depth.
We cut Elfline. We have Dozier starting. I mean, yeah. We're going to
Drew
draft another
Samia
one.
looked god-awful when he got his playing time this year.
You have no depth. Everybody can
I
agree
liked
there.
him. He's a big human being.
He's
It's
just
like
bad.
he's going to be great. Nope, he's not great. Not yet.
Don't
I'm still
you
giving
guys
him a chance.
miss the days of Lodeholt, McKinney,
Oh, Hutchinson,
Hutchinson,
Hutch.
Burke.
on the line? I mean,
Sullivan,
Who the fuck? Sullivan.
Yeah.
Sullivan was a beast.
God, that was
Herrera.
Anthony Herrera.
We
I forgot
had
about Herrera.
just the moving company.
I know.
SPA would say.
Yeah, the Minnesota movie
And then you
company.
have AP running behind it. No,
Yeah.
All right.
We
was
were the
AP
black
good
and blue
because
division.
of our offensive line?
Yeah, it was only the offensive line. Look at him now.
That's true.
Can't do shit with Detroit. 0 points.
Dud this week.
I almost played him after I saw Swift was out.
You still would have won.
Probably. This is a different league.
Oh, okay.
Different.
This league, you still would have won by 50.
Yeah, well, luckily someone took all the good players off of the team I was playing this week. So I was just left playing against scraps. Is
That's
nice.
our yearly league we're talking about now.
Yeah.
I was telling Brandon before you got here, I was like, Brandon should be excited as shit that fucking Chris traded Patrick Mahomes and got nothing in return. Because
I'm
if he
fighting
wouldn't
him for
have,
last place.
Brandon would for sure finish in last. Now Chris has a real chance of being in last.
I don't know. Did we talk about it on air? The records of our guys? Our league right
We
now?
can do some fantasy recap real quick.
I'm
Do
sitting
we want
at...
to do it now, or do we want to save it for a butthole catch up, where we do in the next episode, where we'll do like basically just a catch up of what's been going on since.
Yeah, let's do that because we...
We can cut this one in about an hour. Well, we can
I do want to
introduce
say
some new
though,
stuff.
yeah, I do want to unveil the new game that we're going to be doing because there's been a lot of controversy. You guys have heard it; it's been on air regarding the locks and long shots, the pick'em, all of it. Mostly, it's Brandon and Gage because quite honestly, they're the only ones that are bad at both.
Dude, we should
That
catch up
is-
on that.
that
I
is
don't
not
not
true.
think
That's
the
completely
case.
true. It's very true. Brandon's okay at picking the locks and long shots, but the pick'em thing, he's been real bad. I think if you could be negative, he would be.
We picked at the beginning of the year, all
Well,
right? I
I'm
can't
just saying,
account
you're bad.
for
Yeah, have we
injuries.
done a recount? The pick'em should be updated.
I want a full recount. I feel like Scott
my
running this.
God.
There was nobody was
It's
observing.
easy
Look
enough.
at the teams
You just look
and
at-
you
yeah.
add up their totals. It's not hard.
By the end of the year, I'm not just going to take Scott's word for it. I'm going to do my
Just
own
look at your
count.
teams, yeah.
You can't get into Google Sheet, you dumb son of a gun.
Yeah, but I'll know how many points. I have everyone's team. I wrote it down when we did the draft. I feel like Brandon's dad when you talk about Google Sheets.
What
Is
do
the
you-
Google Sheet even on Google?
What
is
is the
this?
Google?
How do you get in the sheets?
No,
How do they
but
put a sheet on the
nonetheless,
web?
we can still track it, but we're not going to track
How do you get in the sheets?
locks. Locks,
Facts or
locks and long shots. We will no longer be tracking because we're going to substitute it out for a new game,
a better game.
a much better
I
game.
call bullshit, but
And
This is the first time I'm hearing of it. He sent a message. It's too long. I didn't read, so I'm hearing it for the first
Didn't or
time.
can't?
Fuck you.
he lost his readers. Okay, give him a break.
I couldn't find them.
so what's going to be the
They're on
new
your
game that we're going to be playing? It's going to be picked on Fridays by us, posted on social media, Facebook, Twitter. But those will be the main two, the only two. We'll post them on Facebook and Twitter. Obviously, it's official Budhole on both if you want to follow along with that. Otherwise, we will be. Is Brandon came up with the name? I'm trying to remember.
Butthole spread bet.
The Budhole spread bet, which every Friday or Saturday we're going to be picking 3 games each. The kicker here is you can't pick the same team. So once somebody picks a team, that team's eliminated. Now you can pick the same game if you pick the opposite team from the other person. We're going to be literally betting on the spread for the game.
So you take Steelers. No one else could take Steelers, but Star can take the Ravens.
Are
Correct.
we alternating
Who
gets
picks first?
pick and stuff then?
We should.
Yes.
Yeah, gonna
We
have
sh-
to.
Yes.
Whoever did the worst last week.
That's fair. Gets first pick next week.
Cool.
Reverse order.
But what happens now is based on the game, the team you pick, how they do compared to the spread gets you plus points or negative points.
So the Steelers are -3. You take the Steelers. Star takes the Ravens. He gets a 3-point advantage.
Out of the gate before
So if
kickoff.
Ravens win by 10, Star would gain 13
He would
points.
get a
but
plus
if
13.
Ravens win by 1, I still gain 2 points. You're gain minus 2
No,
points.
You would gain
You would
4.
gain 4, and Scott
4.
would lose.
I would lose 4.
4. Yep, exactly. So
You would gain 4 because you get the -3. Because even if you bet the Ravens and they lost by 2, you'd
would
still
gain
get
a
1 point because they were
Scott
-3.
would lose a point technically because he lost against. The
Yeah, so
spread.
what I was saying, though, would be wouldn't get 4, I'd get 2, wouldn't I?
If the Ravens won by 1, you would
If
have
they
your
lost
1
by
point.
1.
Oh, lost
Yes,
by 1.
you'd
Yeah,
still get plus
lost by
2.
1. Yep.
If they lost by 1, I'd
plus
get
2.
2 points, and he'd get minus 2 points.
Exactly.
Now,
All right,
the
Budhole
fun of the
spread
Budhole
bet.
spread bet is, let's say you have a bad 3-week stretch. If you were to go on fire for the next 2 weeks and go say 6-0, and one of your teams wins 45-3, you can pick up points fast.
Sure.
and you can lose points fast.
Oh, yeah.
Like that Panthers-Lions game would have been a big point one.
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
17 points swing.
What'd they win by?
20 zip.
20-0.
20? I bet you. Yeah, they were probably
I
like
think the Lions were
3 or 5.
favored.
Yeah.
Over favorites or whatever. Home
Yep.
favorites.
Oh, Lions were favored?
I don't know for certain, but I feel like they were.
It was the Panthers at home.
Yeah, but backup quarterback, backup running back.
That's fair.
I wonder if you can go back and look.
I don't think you can actually.
That's
But
why I
anyways, yeah. You can
Roasted
pick up points
Scott
fast, but you can lose them fast too.
So it'll
Fair
be
enough.
Butthole spread bet. It will be tracked on the Google sheet.
And we'll pick on Friday, so odds will
Saturday.
be very close.
We'll pick over text message, and we'll post it on Sunday before games kick off for everybody to see who picked who.
Okay.
Not sure that we'll do a graphic or anything. We'll workshop it and see. Nonetheless, the picks will get posted so that listeners
awesome.
can follow along.
Sounds
See,
real
you
fun.
were real against it, but now that you listened, you calmed down a little bit.
Just
You figured out your
explain
mic
stuff to me like
technical
I'm-
difficulties.
Explain it to me like I'm 5.
Can you repeat the part of the stuff where you said all about the
There are
things?
2 NFL teams.
Explain to me like I'm 2.
Goo goo gaga.
The Lions were 2.5 points favored.
Ooh,
So you would have got 22 and a half.
Now, this will be kicking off this week, which there is Thursday football games on, so that the picks are going to have to be, we'll say the picks have to be made before Thanksgiving,
Before kickoff.
before kickoff of Thanksgiving. However, if there's a line change on the game that you pick after Thanksgiving and it's a game that's to be played Sunday, you can change it if you want. But obviously, once the games have been played, you can no longer pick that game.
Fair.
We'll be
Okay.
the butthole spread bet of the people. We'll give Gage what he wants. If Gage wants to get out of a bet and go somewhere else with it, we'll let him do that. Laissez-faire is what it's called.
I'm just not going to pick Thursday night games.
That's fair. I feel like Star is going to be cooking up a Baltimore pick. Double down.
But
No, I want to
Thanksgiving.
look for
Yeah, I'll
bad
let you
spreads.
3
The problem is it's really tough
You're
to
not a
not
Thanksgiving
include
game day fan?
Thanksgiving because there's 3 games
I
on
watch
Thanksgiving.
all the games, but I don't like betting or like trying to predict what happens on a holiday.
I
It's
never thought I'd hear you say I don't like betting.
That's not. You're mixing my words. You're putting my words against me, and I don't like it. Okay.
I'm just taking what you said and re-saying.
Here's what happens: divisional games, crazy stuff happens. Games on holidays, crazy stuff happens.
Oh,
I
I
don't
know.
want to take part in picking on that.
What about
Oh, you
Monday
know what I
nights?
just heard? You know what I just heard from Gage right there? He just said, Brandon, if you had the year of betting that I've had, you would be against betting too.
Pick your team. I'll bet against them.
I'm
I'll
not-
do that.
Are we using ESPN spreads?
Brandon,
Yes, it'll be
holidays,
ESPN.
Same thing as
Sundays, divisional games, non-divisional games, interconference games, they're all dangerous.
Any given Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday.
Teams that I throw money on, it's all sketchy. That's what Gage is thinking.
No, I'm not a fan of it. Crazy stuff happens. I'm not trying to do that. So I'll pick on Sunday.
Fair.
This week.
Laissez-faire.
That's all I got to introduce. Brandon, do you have a Butthole 5 for the episode, or do you not?
You would think
if
that
you-
after 3 weeks, I couldn't pull something up here in 5 seconds. You would be wrong.
Play the button.
Oh, Brandon will get the button played. He'll get it played when he gets something
He's
pulled
got to
up. here.
find something first.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. I got this. I can
Who's got
play.
the biggest, blackest cock? Sorry, that's his search history.
Jesus Christ. If the suicide joke didn't get us canceled, that just did.
He's working on it.
Oh, boy.
God, we need to just be on. We need to all be here every week, because if not, there's just too much ridiculousness that gets pent up in
I
us.
know. You guys were just going on and on about me and my hair.
Gage, I was nice to you.
You were very nice.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
My dick appreciates it.
Well, that's my biggest concern.
All right. Uno momento. Gotta find that button.
The people have missed it.
It is now time to play Budhole 5.
Jeez. All right. I like that. You guys are bringing it to the next level. We got the vibe going. We got the claps. We have the clicks. And
Who's got the clap?
Everybody's got the clap because we all hang out together.
I got the clap. You got the clap.
Yeah.
Is that All This Snow song?
Alden Snow?
All This Snow?
Oh, from
Hey,
Couples. No, not Couples.
In-
Retreat.
look at all
Inside of you.
this snow.
He sings African Child.
It's from.
I got your hail.
What's that?
He's in 2 movies. You're getting there.
Look at all this snow.
Got it.
Jonah Hill's in both of them.
Yes, I can picture the movie. It's not Couples Retreat, but it's this. Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
There's one
There
of
we
them.
go. I don't know the other
You
one.
win Tyler's Star Lamar's Budhole 5.
Damn right I do. Well, like Star Lamar's sex doll, the robotic voice said, we're playing the Budhole 5. Everyone knows how to play, but since it's been a couple of weeks, I'm going to explain the rules anyway. You have 30 seconds
35.
to name the top 5 in whatever category I give you. Could be sports, video games, movies, etc. You get a point for each correct answer. If there's a tie, we go into a 30-second tiebreaker round for items 6 through 10. If there happens to be a tie after that, we will go back and forth. If person A gets pick
Gotta
number
pee real bad.
11, right away, we'll have a one-time rebuttal for pick 12. Time starts after I finish reading the first question. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Are you?
No. As I said, I can whip this up in 5 minutes. All right. I want you guys
It has
through
been 5 minutes.
week 1 through 10, so excluding this past week, I want the top scoring defenses through weeks 1 through 10. The Budhole 5 is brought to you by your favorite DFS site, Thrive Fantasy. They have eliminated the need to do countless hours of research because they only ask you about the top-tier athletes in a respective sport. Each prop has a fantasy point total associated with the over-under based on its likelihood to occur. So the more points a selection is worth, the riskier it is. Rack up the most points to win your share of the prize pool. Use promo code BUD, B-U-D, when you sign up today and you will receive an instant $20 bonus on your first deposit of $20 or more.
Time is yap.
That is all. Pencils down, Gage. Gage, pencils down.
My pencil's down. I had to take my fucking headset off. It was so loud.
Is your pencil always down?
That's a
They have
personal
pills for
question.
that. All right.
No
We're going to
free
start
ads, no
with
free
Star Lamar. Give me the top 5 fantasy scoring defenses through 10 weeks.
I got Steelers, Ravens, Bucks, Colts, and Giants.
All right. Scott, we'll go to you next.
I got Steelers, Saints, Dolphins, Colts, Browns.
And Gage's Rage.
I got the Bucks, the football teams, the Cleveland Browns, the Rams, and the Dolphins.
Gage rounds out with 2 correct answers,
All right,
which
all
is
right.
third place.
Fuck.
Your face is so excited.
He was like, yes.
All right, which comes down to Scott and Star. Star wins with 4 correct answers. Scott got 3.
Great job.
It goes the Colts, Ravens, Steelers, Dolphins, Bucks.
That was a good game, Star.
Giants
Great
are
win.
top 10, aren't they?
Giants are 8.
8. I
Yep.
knew they were up there, but I didn't think top 5, but I was drawing blanks.
Quick bottom 5. Go back and forth.
Bottom 5?
Bottom
Packers.
5.
Vikings.
No.
Seahawks.
Cowboys,
Cowboys is 1.
Arizona,
Eagles.
Jets.
Broncos. Bills.
Patriots.
Raiders,
Bengals.
Bengals. All right, we have 2.
Detroit,
Yes, 3.
Houston Texans.
4.
Carolina.
No.
Division.
NFC South.
Falcons.
There you go. 5 for 5. Good job, guys.
Nailed it.
And
Well,
Go jerk off.
bye.
Check out our website, www.officialbutthole.com. We're on all socials at officialbutthole. Please leave us a rating and review on Apple Music, and we'll see you next time.
Oh, Fournette almost had another. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
Tro
Rose.
bangs.
Rojo.
I already won that bet.
You don't care anymore.
You can end with 24.
Did you have to mod this or not?